Hey there guys, IRClever here, and I'm here today with a game that I've been wanting to play for a very long time. It's Mini Metro. It's actually a really cool game. It's very simple, but then it becomes more complex. We'll get into the gameplay and I'll show you, but I'm really enjoying this game at the moment. You can see here the O of the Mini Metro is actually one of the stations. You're basically like a station overseer or a station. You're like a designer and an operator at the same time of a metro station for a big city basically. And the O in the logo, oh, it's just so good. It's so perfect. Look at that. That's one of the stations. So let's dive into it and play. We're going to start off with London, England, probably the most played level on YouTube for this game actually, because it's the first one, and I've clocked quite a few hours in this game already. We're going to dive into this, and for those of you that already know about this game, I'm going to apologise in advance because I'm going to go through and kind of explain the game for those of you that don't know the game. Basically, you've got three different lines here. You start off with three lines and you connect the stations together. Easy as that. It's very simple to start off with. Now at the moment we've got four stations now, so every now and again a new station will appear. So what we can do is drag this station. I don't know how it works. These would be tunnels or overground things that would just destroy and change. And basically the whole idea is one particular station, this triangle station, has a passenger here that wants to go to a circle station. It's as easy as that basically. We're going to use another line here. This triangle has appeared here. We're just going to send that to the square here and connect the two there. Yeah, so it's as easy as that. We've got the triangle station has a passenger that wants to go to a circle station, and then these what are these actually called? These are like the trains basically, and you can have a carriage attached to them, but we'll get to that later. The trains go back and forth across the line and connect the two stations together. It's as easy as that. We've got another thing appeared here. What we could do is kind of drag this one across. Yeah. So this yellow line is doing a lot of work here, so that's probably not very good. We'll leave that like that and go like that with our third line. That makes sense, really. That's pretty cool. Now there's three main types of station here. There's obviously the triangle, the square and the circle, and they all fit together. So it makes a lot of sense to have one line go back and forth between the triangle, square and circle. You know what I mean? A square station will never ask for a square passenger, and etc. So a circle station will never ask for a circle passenger. So you need to be as efficient as possible with these, and it would make sense for us to get this red line up to this new station here. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, like that. That makes sense. So we're trying to be as efficient as possible. At the end of every week, you get a new locomotive, and then you get a choice between two different things. Well, three different things, but you only get a choice between two at a time. So the three things you can potentially get are a line, tunnels that go under the rivers, or you can get an interchange, and we'll get to the interchange later. But for now we can choose between, do we want extra tunnels? We already have two here. Or do we want an extra line? I think I'll go for a line because we do already have two tunnels and we've used up all of our lines basically at the moment. Yeah, these are as efficient as possible for the time being. We've got the circle going back and forth between these two. This is going to sort these out perfectly. It gets a little bit more complex though when you start adding extras here. So we've got this locomotive here has to go past this. Basically what you don't want multiples of the same station in a row. So this is getting, this kind of sucks here. Two circles next to each other. Sometimes though, when it gets really crazy, you could have 3 or 4 of the same station type in a row next to each other. And that's something that's really not efficient at all. Now basically the point system works by the amount of people you transport. So this locomotive here just picked up a square. It's going to drop it off at the square thing here and we'll gain 1 point. That's it basically. So we've got a new circle here, and yeah, this is basically it. So what we can do, I'm going to speed up the game a little bit and we'll get to it. We're in Thursday now, so about halfway through the week. when it gets to Sunday, we'll gain an extra locomotive guaranteed, but then we can choose what we want after that. We've got this new line here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to attach the yellow line to it there. Yeah, okay, and there's a new circle here. I don't really want to attach the yellow line here. This is getting quite long already. Luckily though, we have this extra line here. So what I'm going to do is just go like that. Take some of the load off the yellow line here. Now you can't make lines cross each other. They can only cross each other at a station, so they can't go over each other unless they're at a station. There's also a unique station here that's appeared. I'll show you that in a moment. We've approached week 3 here, so we can choose a locomotive. Now we can choose between the interchange or an extra carriage. Now the interchange is basically comes into play when you have these unique stations, and you can kind of see this kind of diamond shape here. That's a unique station in the background there. I think I'll pause this to explain it. So let's say we have a how will I do this? Let's say I attach the yellow line to go to this diamond station. Now this is a unique station. It's completely different to the rest of them, and any one of these remaining stations could potentially have a passenger that wants to go to this diamond station, right? That makes sense. So basically what they'd have to do is make 2 trips. They're going to have to take one line. Let's say, for example, right here, right at the end of the red line, someone wants to go to this diamond. They're going to have to go all the way to the square here, get off, and then be picked up by the yellow line and get dropped off there. So potentially, if there's a station smack bang in the middle where there's a lot of passengers getting on and off, you could choose the interchange and select that really busy station, and it basically improves the capacity of that station. I think each station can hold 8 passengers, or is it 6 passengers? I guess we'll see. We'll see. For the time being, actually, I'm not going to have that yellow thing. That was just for me to explain. Oops. Maybe like that would work. Yeah, something like that. So we've got multiple lines going to this unique station. We've got another line down here. Luckily this dark blue line is actually quite short, really. It's quite small, so we'll send that down there. But then once again, it's not very efficient to have multiple stations of the same type in a row next to each other on a line. 2 doesn't really matter. We've got a 2 here and 2 here, so we're dealing with it with 2. It's when it gets to 3, like now this is going to be 3 triangles in a row. That's not very efficient. We want to avoid that as much as possible, but we'll see how things play out with this. Was there anything else? Yeah, so that's how you lose the game, is if a station becomes overcrowded. When it gets to like 10 people, like a timer appears, and once the timer's ran out, then you lose the game, because one station has just completely reached capacity, and all the passengers are annoyed, and I don't know what the law is behind it, but for some reason you lose your job because one of these stations is over capacity for too long. For too long. Now let's just pause the game here, because this square has appeared here, and that's actually quite interesting, because in London, at least on this map, you don't get that many squares. The square stations are really quite rare. This is only the second one we've got. We obviously started the game with this square, so yeah, this particular square is quite rare, which means we can maybe change a few things around. Maybe not, actually. There's a few things we can do. Sometimes you can completely avoid that one square, but I think just with our layout, maybe not. I've probably explained that really, really bad, so I do apologise for that. Yeah, something like that would work. I guess we could also get the red line up there. Sometimes if a line is really going out of its way to connect to like a square, for example, and then a new square appears, we could change things around a bit and be a little bit more efficient. It looks like it hasn't really worked out like that for this thing at the moment. So we'll just connect these like that, and I think that kind of works. We're approaching the end of Sunday here, so yeah, week 4 has arrived. We get that free locomotive I was talking about, and we can choose once again between carriage and tunnels. Now we've got 2 tunnels. It's always good to have a nice supply of tunnels if you really want to start building an awesome project. Yeah, you could get a few tunnels stocked up. We'll go for a carriage though. I mentioned before there was 3 different things you could potentially get. There's actually 4. So it's carriage, tunnels, interchange, and an extra line. We've got space here for 3 more lines. Look down here. Interesting, but we haven't got those. So we've got a yellow here, which kind of, not a yellow, a circle here, which kind of sucks because I was thinking we'd have to connect the yellow line here, which we might have to do, look, and then we've got 3 yellows in a row here, which really isn't good. However, what we do have, yeah, okay, it's already slowed down. What we do have is 2 locomotives and 2 spare carriages. What we can do then is drop an extra locomotive on this line. So we've got 2 locomotives going back and forth, and don't worry, you can see here, this locomotive's coming this way and there's another one on the exact same line going the opposite way. Don't worry, they're not going to crash into each other and explode in disgusting glory. Yeah, that would suck, but well, that would be pretty cool to see, but that's not going to happen. Right, I'm going to pause this game because we have this square here, and how are we going to connect to that? I mean, we could get the blue line to go across here. That might work. That might work. We've used up a tunnel to go across the river. Now, if I was trying to be efficient, we could do this and say, hey, there's no point going across to this square anymore because we've got this square here. So this will be like its own closed loop system. And that would be fine if we didn't have this unique station here. That unique station kind of messes things up because if at any time a passenger gets to one of these stations and wants to head to this unique station, that would kind of, there'd be no way to do it, there'd be no way to connect to it. So it looks like, unfortunately, we are going to have to stay connected to that square, and yeah, we could have saved ourselves a tunnel there, but it looks like we're going to have to use one. Cool. We've got a little circle down there which I connected. That we do already have. Look at this, we've got an extra locomotive spare, we've got a couple of carriages spare. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This red line is quite long. We're going to drop a carriage onto the end. Now the carriages are slightly different. If you look at the yellow line, we've got 2 locomotives going back and forth. At the moment they're either side of the line, which is perfect. So once if there's a passenger here, there's also going to be a passenger here, and they can be picked up very nice and quickly by these 2 locomotives going back and forth. The carriages are slightly different because they attach to the end of a locomotive there, and it basically doubles the capacity. We've got this triangle that's appeared in the middle. We'll just connect that like that, I think. Yeah, that could work. We could also detach from that particular triangle and see if that helps. It might not. Once again, we've got another unique here, another unique building. How are we going to connect to this? We could get the yellow line, but I think we'll also get the blue line, this light blue line, to attach to it as well. Yeah. Once again, week 5. We're doing quite well, I think. Should we go for the interchange? It would be nice to show it off, but I think we do need the capacity at the moment. When the time comes, maybe I'll show off the interchange. But let's go for the carriage for now because it makes sense. You might have noticed a few moments ago, one of our pre-existing stations changed to a unique station, this kind of cross shape here, which can mess things up a little bit. You might have a really nice system and then suddenly a regular station changes to a unique station, and it could potentially really screw you over. For example, if this square here changed to a unique building, that could really screw us over, because then some of these lines might depend on that square. It looks like we don't have any lines that do depend on that square at the moment, but potentially there could be lines that depended on that particular station being that particular shape, and yeah, that could really screw us over. But at the moment it looks like we're doing okay. It looks like that hasn't affected us too much. So yeah, we've got these stations, we've also got these carriages. Let's do something with them, I think. What could we do down here? Potentially move this yellow line, yeah, and then I think what we should do is maybe add a carriage to one of these yellow lines, so that just doubles the capacity of one of the locomotives for us. That's pretty cool. A circle down here. We don't really have, if we had spare lines we could do something about that, but we've not been given the option to pick spare lines yet, so we're gonna have to just drag one down there like that and kind of hope that works. This line isn't doing too well actually. In terms of being efficient, it's not that great. I wonder if we could just mess around. At the moment it's 3 triangles in a row and then 2 circles, which isn't that good really. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll oops, it gets a bit messy. We'll unhook the blue one at the moment from this square, and go back here and then try and see if there's anything we can do. Maybe not the most efficient thing, so we've got 2 triangles in a row now instead of 3, and then it goes to a circle and then maybe back to a triangle. Yeah, it's kind of, we've just kind of broken it up a little bit. It's not the best. I tell you what, we'll also drop a locomotive on there. That should help. That should help. Is there anywhere else that needs a locomotive or a carriage? The red here has been improved. It's not just one locomotive going back and forth. How about this light blue? It looks like the light blue here is just one locomotive going back and forth. There's also 3 uniques on the light blue track here, if we look. All 3 of the unique stations we have are connected by the light blue track. I mean, the yellow here has 2 on it, the red has 1, but all 3 are on the light blue track. So I'm thinking maybe let's increase the capacity just to help ourselves out. It looks like the yellow one is maybe slightly suffering as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That's got a lot of capacity on it though. And we've got this circle over here. The only thing we can do is something like that. That works. Now we do have the potential to loop these stations around. So at the moment, it's all of them basically are just lines that go end to end, and the locomotives go back and forth and back and forth. But if we wanted to, we could make it into a kind of loop shape, and maybe that's a good idea with this dark blue track here. Maybe it's a good idea to make it into a loop, so the locomotives just go round in a circle. Let's see what we get. We're at the end. We're approaching the end of Sunday here. Let's see what we get in week 6, and potentially something might come up. If we can get a line spot on, we've got a line there that works perfectly for us. Yeah, an annoying circle up here. It's not the best. But yeah, we've got an extra line, so I tell you what, I'm just worried in case anything else pops up here, we can use this green line that we've just acquired to kind of connect that to the whole grid. Let's go with this blue one then and go to the circle here, triangle. We might as well go up to the unique one here. Would it make sense to go up to this unique one as well? And then to the square. That could potentially work for us. Especially if we let's drop one more locomotive on that line and see how this works. So they're no longer going back and forth and back and forth. They're now just going round in a beautiful loop for us. We've got 2 locomotives going clockwise, and then we've got 1 locomotive going anti-clockwise as well. That could, yeah, that could work out quite well. I'm not sure what the most efficient thing is. I'm not sure if it's more efficient to get 3 or all of your locomotives going in the same direction, or if it makes sense to have 1 going in the opposite direction. Maybe that makes sense. We've got a line here. Okay, I'm going to have to pause for a moment here because we have we have this circle that's been there for a few seconds and it's already gathered 3 passengers. But then we just got this star, which once again is another unique. I think we should drag out. Let's drag out the light blue here. Potentially the yellow as well. Yeah, and then for the green, I think we should concentrate the green on kind of easing up some of these passengers here, or helping with the load at least. We've got 1 locomotive, so we need to bear in mind whenever we build a line, we need to just make sure we have a locomotive available to run the line that we've just built. Luckily we do. So let's go green. We'll definitely connect to the star here, and then this kind of pentagon, and maybe a couple of circles. Circle, circle, square, triangle. It's always nice to have a square and a triangle on your line. Then we'll go for this unique, and where should we go from there? We could go for this triangle down here. Is it worth it? Maybe not. There's already 2 lines connecting that triangle, so we'll leave that. Now we have to cross these lines here, so we'll go for that circle and down to this square and then across here. We're using up our final tunnel there, but hopefully the green here should help take some of the load. Right, I'm just going to pause it one more time. We need this red line. I'll tell you what, we'll get the red line to go all the way out here. That's terribly inefficient to go all the way out to go and get a station and then come all the way back. Yeah, but I'd rather, like, what we could do, we could either drag the station from this bit or drag it from here. Now dragging it from here might make more sense because there's a shorter track. However, it means there's 2 circles lined up next to each other, which we don't really want. We could go like this. We could go like that and close loop the red. It means there's 4 yellows in a row there. That's not the best. That's really not good. We've got not 4 yellows, 4 circles in a row. That's really, really terribly inefficient, and it might cost us the game even. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of build up here, and I'm not sure if the red can handle it. I think a line makes sense for the time being. Okay, so there's a little circle down here. Once again, not very efficient. We've got 3 circles in a row. I'm going to use this locomotive. Now, yeah, I'm going to use that last locomotive we have and drop it on the red line just to increase the capacity a little bit. Unfortunately, it means that if we do decide to build this pink line, there's not going to be a locomotive available, so we're going to have to wait till next week. Now let me pause the game here, because if we look here, we've maxed out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 passengers, which you can hold normally, but then there's 2 extras that want to try and get into the station as well, which means there's 8 passengers, and yeah, that's not very good. It means that this particular station is overcrowding. Now if you see this kind of weird shape here, this basically, this is a big circle, and as it fills up, as this kind of disc fills up, once it gets to the end, it means you've lost the game, basically. That's game over. So we really don't want that to happen. Luckily, if we can see, unfortunately we can't zoom in, but if you look closely, there is a locomotive that's just arrived at that station. So it should collect a few passengers for us, and yeah, look at this. Then the disc here, the losing disc, slowly goes back down. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we should be fine. Look, now the blue line's gone and picked it all up. That's cool. Now, as we was talking there, another station appeared here. One just pinged into view, and it appeared on this particular line. It was so close to the line that now it's just a part of the line. We don't have to connect it. It basically appeared directly on the line. But that means, guys, it means there's 5 circles in a row here. That's really not good. We really do not want that. We also have a triangle here. Makes sense to just drag out the green line there. We have this kind of Assassin's Creed style station that's just appeared. Once again, that's a unique one. The only thing I can think of is dragging out the green line here, which has all of the uniques on, apart from this kind of diamond shape. Should we get the blue? Should we get the blue line to attach to it as well? I think we should. I think we should. We'll see how our system can handle that. Super fast speed. It looks like I'm looking for any build up. Looks like there's a little bit of build up here. We'll see. Yeah. See, there's a locomotive just went past there, but it was full of passengers. It was full of the passengers here, and basically there's no way to unload them because there's five in a row here. We might try and ease this. I wonder if we could ease this load. Just something simple like that. Just extends this blue line very slightly. We could maybe extend the dark blue line here, just to pick up a few. Wonder what else we could do to make life a little bit easier. Like drop one off there and get the blue line up there. Something like that. Now it looks like the red line is connected here, but it isn't. You see this kind of white line in between? That basically means it flies straight through. It flies straight through that station there. We're going to lose here though. There's 6 passengers, and then there's 4 extras on top of that want to get by. Once again, once this ring reaches full, it means you've lost the game. So we need to pay attention to that for sure. There's a station coming. Not a station, a locomotive coming. We can choose between a line, which we already have and we haven't utilised, or tunnels. Seeing as we have no tunnels, let's just get some of those, just in case. Yeah, look at this. There's a locomotive coming with a carriage as well. Unfortunately, this yellow line here, I mean, why do I keep saying yellow instead of circle? What's wrong with me? This circle here is completely full. I think we're going to lose the game here. What could we do? We could drop an extra... We could drop the locomotive we just picked up. See if that helps at all. There's 2 extra stations have appeared here. What we could do though is extend the green line and then extend the blue line. Not perfect though. The blue line is getting really, really ridiculously long. Same with the green. There's a big long loop around there. What we could do is go for the pink line and maybe create a little connection here. I don't know, something very simple like that could work. So the pink line is just picking up the slack here for the final few circle stations. It's basically going between 2 circles, a triangle and a square. What more could you ask for? Just looping around like that. Unfortunately, we don't have any locomotives to put on there. There is a locomotive here that we just dropped and I can't seem to pick it up, unfortunately. There we go, we've got it. Let's drop it on the pink line. Close this pink line again because we just broke that and carry on. Let's see how that works. Are we going to lose? Oh, yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. We've lost. There's nothing I can do. We made it to 1,000 in 49 days, and it took half an hour, probably because I've been pausing it so much that probably took a bit longer than I thought. That's the introduction to Mini Metro. I think every other time I play some Mini Metro, it's going to be the daily challenge, which makes things nice and unique. I mean, playing London on Mini Metro and putting that on YouTube, there's going to be so many other channels that play London, because that's the first level, right? For those of you that have played Mini Metro before, I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry if I've bored you and explained things that you already knew about. I've put a few hours into this game, but if you're an expert, drop a comment and let me know if I should be doing something different. If you've got any particular tactics that you employ while you're playing Mini Metro, definitely let me know. I'm always open to ideas. Now guys, if you cannot wait to get more Mini Metro into your system, into your eyeballs, I'm going to have to suggest my friend Ali Esther that introduced me to Mini Metro. There's a link to his channel in the description. Go and check out his channel if you just really cannot wait for more Mini Metro. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I will see you next time for another episode of Let's Play Mini Metro.